This is why men get cheated on and divorced and dumped. Your girl lost attraction for you. Point blank, period. You know, you guys are all looking for a good woman or a traditional woman. Women aren't good or bad or traditional or modern. They're all the same. They're all attracted to the same things and all unattracted to the same things. Which means it doesn't matter if you find a traditional woman or not. If she loses attraction for you, she's going to leave you. Same thing as a modern woman. She's going to leave you. Women aren't good or bad based on them staying with you out of their word loyalty to you. I've talked about this on other videos. Women are not loyal to their words like men are. Us men, we're logical. We'll agree to things despite how we feel about them. We'll stay in relationships where we're miserable because we gave our word to somebody. It's stupid. Men shouldn't do that because women don't do it. They don't stick around for you, so why would you stick around for them? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, we're only on this earth for a very short time, okay? Life is too short to be anything but happy for anybody, men included. You gentlemen have to understand why you're not successful with women. You're not successful with women because you're just not attractive, period. And you don't know how to communicate with women. There's a communication, like I'm talking to you right now with my mouth, right? There's a communication that's up here surface level that we're talking right now. But then there's also communication under the surface that's going on. And that is my confidence and my energy, right? And most men aren't in tune with that. Okay? They're only thinking about the words that we're saying. They're not in tune with the energy underneath and the communication, the hidden social communication when we all get together and we're all vibing, right? Like some guys are, but that's what I'm saying. Really good men with women, they're socially aware, right? Most dudes are socially awkward as like you guys like dudes are playing so many video games and just sitting like you guys have no practice talking with women and flirting with women like like being charming, being funny, being witty. Like you have to be those things in order to attract women and keep them attracted, and that is part of who you are as a man. And most men can't attract women because deep down most men don't feel like they're good enough, because most men don't know who they are or stand on it. And so you're insecure about who you are as a man. Just being a man, not about who you are as like Thomas or George or Bill or me, Andrew, or, I'm not talking about who you are that way. I'm talking about what you are, a man, and what your drive is, what your nature is, all of that. I know a lot of people are religious and you guys are going off the Bible and stuff, but even that has been manipulated to go against you as men. And that is a fact. I can't stress that enough because, well, unfortunately, things are not what they seem. And so you have to understand how attraction works in order to keep women loyal to you. You can't give them your balls, or else they're going to know, I can toy with him. Well, why would I stick with him? I've got Johnny over here who's got a boat. I got George over here who's got a mansion. I've got yada, yada, yada over here who's got this that they want to give me. So-and-so wants to give me a bunch of money for my feet pics. Like they've got all of these men that are doting over them for their whole entire lives. So they are always arrogant and on the offensive, like about what they can get from you, right? And so that's what marriage and commitment is. They're looking to get you to go against your nature as a man, spreading your seed. When you're confident and know you're a man and you know you can attract women, like hold on, let me get to that. Women have this mentality. They're arrogant about relationships and men because they can get any man they want basically just by being beautiful. They've got dudes in their freaking DMs all over the place. Do you understand how that makes a woman's mind just haughty and like she's on top of the world? Now let's flip that around. Have you guys ever explored your confidence like that? Have you ever had multiple women vying for your attention, trying to sleep with you like that? I guarantee you most of you haven't. Guess what? I have. Absolutely. I still have women to this day. It's I don't even try to do anything, but that's my whole point is when you understand this stuff, you don't even have to try. You just are yourself, and then things naturally go that way. But the problem is that most men, the ones that are looking for relationships and looking for love from women, you're never gonna find it because you're desperate for it. You're looking for it, right? You don't have enough love for yourself to know that you're being manipulated and used by your kindness. And then you want to gaslight yourselves and say, oh, well, don't mistake my kindness for weakness. Like, we should just be giving and loving. Yes, we should be giving and loving, but not overtly giving and loving to people that's just take, right? Like I said, women are always on the offensive. They're always looking what they can get from men. Like I said, Susie over here, she's like, oh, Johnny's got a boat and Billy's got this and no, Buddy's got a mansion. And you know what I'm saying? Like, what can I get from, what is this guy offering me for me to give him punani, basically? That's the way they're looking at it, and they're arrogant about it. They're like, what can I get from him? What can I use him for? Oh, dinner dates are free with this guy. This guy's a chode. Like things like that. They think this way because they're arrogant, because they have the attention of men all the time. So you can't be like that if you want to attract women. You can't dote on them if you want to attract them. Like, you can't just go, oh, here's my life, here's my balls, here's my paychecks, here's this, here's that. Like, no, okay? That is not attractive, okay? They'll tell you that's attractive. Oh yeah, do that for me, and then they'll take it and run, take the money and run. Like, they'll manipulate you and seduce you for it, and tell you one thing and then do the other. Their nature is manipulation and deception, okay? And our nature as men is to just spread our seed, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. That's the way we were made, okay? I do not believe for 1 second that we were created one way naturally and then expected to not be like that. That's the most dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. And if you can't wrap your head around that, well, you're not very intelligent. You need to think, okay? So our nature is to love. Like, I have a ton of love for women. I don't hate women at all. I love women. I love many women. I have a ton of love and support to give them all. But I'm just not going to allow them to take from me. I control what I give to them. Okay? You guys can get into a relationship and think you're controlling it all you want, but you're not. By the very act of agreeing to self-castration, to make a woman feel more secure, because that's what women want. That's why they look for commitments from men. They feel insecure being with you because they don't know where they stand, and they want to be able to harness you and harness your love for only them, right? And not other women, because men, we naturally love a bunch of women, right? They want to selfishly hold on to our love for themselves. So they're going, but just by the commitment that itself is manipulative, getting you to go against your nature as a man for their own security, because they're insecure, period. It is literally that simple. So by you agreeing to it, you're being manipulated and you don't even know it. So agreeing to something that goes against your nature as a man, you're being manipulated. And then by you believing that you're being noble by going against your own nature, that's some real mindfuckery. You know what I'm saying? That's some real twisted crap. That's some manipulation if I ever heard it. You know what I'm saying? Do we manipulate women and against their nature? Think about it, gentlemen. Think about it. I'm just saying, use your brain, guys. Just use your brain, man. Do we manipulate women to go against their nature? Actually, I tell you what, yes, we do. And here's how deep this goes. See, most guys, most people are surface level people. You're only seeing things up here. You don't understand base level human nature down here. You don't understand why we do the things that we do, evolutionary psychology and how we mate and all that stuff. You don't understand it. If you did, then you'd understand this stuff. It's not rocket science. It's just we have base nature, and you can't get around that. But with Christianity, and I've talked this in other videos, Christianity expects women with marriage vows to give her word to be loyal to the man. But again, that's not how women operate naturally. Do you see? So you're expecting women to even go against their nature. It's a man's nature to give our word to be loyal to them. We give our vow to them. Why do we expect them to give a vow to us when we know that they're not going to uphold it? But see, that's the thing. I know they're not going to uphold it. They're going to only uphold to what they're feeling in any given moment. You guys foolishly, and most men foolishly, believe that if a woman gives you her word, she's going to be good and traditional and all this stuff. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. No. If you don't take anything else out of this video, please take this. Women are not loyal to their word like men are. That is a man characteristic. That's masculine. Loyalty despite our word, or loyalty to our word despite how we feel. Okay? Women are the complete opposite. They're loyal to their feelings despite their words. Do you see how that works? They're ass backwards from us. Bass backwards. That's nature. Why are you guys expecting any different? Once you understand this stuff, it's like light bulbs will go off everywhere and you'll see the whole world in a whole totally new light. I promise you. Because this stuff can't be changed. You need to start thinking about this. And you need to understand, and you need to see how subtle women's manipulation is. And you need to be able to call it out in real time and call them out on it real time. Or else they're going to keep continuing doing it. That's why they've gotten so bold, so brave, so arrogant, and so haughty, right? Because they know they're flexing right now because they can command simp armies that they can easily manipulate, because even the relationship is manipulation, you dumb guys. Come on, man. Like, you got to understand, you committing to them is part of their manipulation. And you guys still don't see it. You're still thinking up here, man. And this is depth, man. This is how humans, that's not a natural thing. It's natural for them to try to get us to go against our nature. Do you see how that works? Our nature is to spread our seed, spread our love. Right? They don't want us to do that. They want to hold on to our love for only themselves. And then they manipulate us by telling us that we're not loving them by wanting to spread our love to other women. Right? That's some twisted mind stuff, man. That's what I'm saying. You gotta think about this. And so you can't allow these things to affect how you view your interactions with them. And so, like, I'll never agree to monogamy ever again. I'll never agree to self-castrate myself and go against my manhood and who I am for a woman. That doesn't mean that I don't love women, but I love myself more. I'm not here to sacrifice my life for a woman. That's not love. Any woman that expects you to do that isn't loving. Now, if a man wants to do that, that's fine. If that's your version of love, cool, but I don't think that's loving of you. I think that's stupidity. I'm saying, like, I'm saying that if there was a dangerous situation, that's one thing. But I'm talking like be miserable for a woman, like willingly, like be miserable on purpose so that she's happier than you. Like, do you see what I'm saying? I don't think that's loving. I think that's stupidity, and I think you need to find another woman if that's the case. That's my whole point. Is I don't think any man should be miserable just to get some punani and be in a relationship. Absolutely not. If I'm not happy, I ain't gonna be with nobody. And so that's the whole thing. Like, I know women are all manipulative. They're all out to get something from me. I know that. It's something because I make them feel a certain way. I know that how I can influence their feelings and stuff. Now, some would say that's manipulative. No, that's just me knowing human interaction and how to navigate humans. Knowledge is power, right? It's the same thing with you guys. The reason and the women, they have all this power because they manipulate you guys to go against your nature as men. And even by you thinking that there's good or traditional versus modern women out here and that feminism's the problem. Feminism ain't the problem, guys. I'm telling you. You are your own problem and you are your own solution. Women are all the same. Feminist women are the same as traditional women. They all operate on feelings. They'll tell you one thing, but they're still deceptive. Do you see what I'm saying? And again, I'm not demonizing them. I'm just saying this is the way that it is. This is why they cheat on you. They lost attraction for you. You didn't know how to keep it. You didn't know how to attract them in the first place. You accidentally did, and or they saw something and wanted to manipulate you to get something that you wanted, right? Ding, ding, ding. See how this all works together? It can all be explained. It's just these conversations are hard for people and men to have because it's hard for people to admit that their whole life has been a lie. Seriously. Like, that's deep, man. That's hard for people to accept, but that's the truth, and the RP community still up here about this stuff. Attracting women is not about six-pack abs, six-figure income, being 6 feet tall, having a bunch of money, and having a bunch of social status. That's not how attraction works. That's how gold digging works, but that's not internal biological chemical attraction from women. That's not how you flip the switch inside them. That's how you flip the manipulative switch inside them. There's two different things, right? So even the RP community is still thinking way up here about this stuff. You guys don't, people, and I'm sorry, I don't mean to single anybody out. I don't mean to keep saying you guys, but you understand, people, men, many men, most men don't understand this. Okay, that's why most men don't get any attention from women and don't get laid. They don't understand. They're easily manipulated, and women look at that and they go, well, next, he's weak. He's weak. I can get this from him. But then they come across a guy like me and I'm like, I ain't giving you nothing. Like, what are you doing for me? Oh, you're not doing nothing? See ya. Like, why do I need somebody that's already got a bunch of stuff from, like, I'm not going to cater to her. Why? Just because she has a vagina? There's 1 million women in the world, more than 1 million women in the world. There's 500,000 women in the world, or 500 million women in the world, or even 1 billion women in the world. Who the frick knows? But my point stands is she's not the only one with a vagina. Right? Like, that's not what makes women special. What makes women special to you as men, or should be what makes women special to you as men, is what they're doing for you. Because they're natural takers, right? And so if you find a woman that understands her nature and doesn't, and wants to be more giving and loving, that's the woman you would ideally want, I guess. But even then, she's still going to lose attraction for you if you don't know how to maintain that and maintain her feelings and maintain what she is trying to keep attaining from you. Because again, that's what women are looking for. I mean, women only love men for what we provide them or how we make them feel. That's it. They don't love men just to love men. If they loved men just to love men, they'd be giving us physical love in the form of sex all the time for no reason. But are they doing that? Absolutely not. They use that thing to manipulate us to get what they want. That's manipulation, right? So why are you falling for it? Don't fall for it. I don't fall for it, and that makes me more attractive to women, and I know it, and I tell them that I know it, and that makes them even more attracted to me because I'm even more confident. Do you see how that works? Like, you got to understand how these things, how the hidden, the subtle communication with the opposite gender is. That's how you attract them. And I'm not talking from women. If you tried this on men, you'd be stupid to do so. No, this isn't a video for women right now. This is a video all for men. Ladies, if you want a video, comment. I'll comment what you want, and I'll maybe I'll throw it up. I'll think about it. Maybe, we'll see. Yeah, I mean, attraction's all based on how you show up as a man. And most men don't know how to show up as a man because you don't know how to be a man. You're not secure in who you are as a man. You don't feel you're worthy of a woman. Deep down, I know just because you think you are doesn't mean you are, if that makes sense. If just because you've gaslit yourself to believe that you are consciously doesn't mean, like, see, our subconscious mind is the most powerful part of our brain. Like, our conscious thought, like, I was just thinking about jelly donuts on the beach right there. I don't know why. It was just random. I'm just using it as a point. Consciously, I'm thinking about jelly donuts and the beach. Okay, but subconsciously, there's programs running in the background like a computer, right? You guys understand computers. A CPU. Your subconscious is your CPU. That is what your belief system is running on. That's what your conscious uses to formulate ideas and take actions and communicate and all that stuff. So, like I said, our subconscious is the most powerful part of our brain. And if we don't subconsciously believe in ourselves, even if we consciously say that we do, it doesn't matter. It's the subconscious is still going to come out in our behaviors, and women can pick up on that like that. Like they can pick up on men's insecurity like sharks can smell blood in the water from miles away. Women can pick up on your insecurities just by just by your body language, just by how you speak to them, just by how you dress. They are very socially intuitive, right? Men are not, right? See, men don't understand this stuff. This is why most men don't get women, because you don't understand how they're playing the game. They're playing it from a totally different viewpoint. You know what I mean? And they're not coming from a money or status thing. They're coming from an energy thing. How you make them feel, right? Attraction. What you do for them or how you make them feel. But either way, it's manipulation. They don't love you for you, and they never will. That's just life. And you have to accept that. The sooner you accept that and then react and act accordingly, life will be your oyster, gentlemen. I promise. Like, I love my life, I'll be 42 this year. I own my own business. I own my own home. I have a couple vehicles. I do a lot of stuff myself. I'm pretty active. I play a lot of ice hockey. I have social circles. I go out and do stuff. I like working on my car and truck. I do a lot of stuff myself. I try to cut out all of the middlemen. I don't want to pay anybody to do anything for me if I can help it. Not because I don't have money. I do have money, sure. But I don't want to pay them. If I can do it myself, why have somebody else do it for me? Like, even if I don't know how to do something, I know and am confident in myself enough to know that I can learn how to do it pretty quickly. YouTube is a wonderful thing, right? Aren't we all on YouTube? We all use YouTube, right? So I use YouTube a lot for working on my vehicles, for working on my house, for doing stuff in my lawn. You name it. But I know that I can learn how to do anything if I want to. And so I try to do that. That's part of being a man, being self-sufficient, not relying on other people, right? That's part of being an adult. Not just a man, but an adult. So anyways, getting off topic. So women, they cheat on you or divorce you or dump you because they lost attraction for you. And that's your fault as a man, point blank period. I've said it in other videos. I'll say it again. And I'm not trying to be mean. It is what it is. I had to accept that fact. I was just like everybody else. I was clueless, back in the day. I had no idea about this stuff. And I figured out, I was like, dang, man, I don't know jack. I was like, fudge, man. Okay, well, how do I get women? Little did I know. I was getting women, but I wasn't getting the women that I wanted. And so that's where I had the epiphany. I was like, well, how come I can get these women over here I don't want, but the ones that I do want over here, they won't give me the time of day. Like I can kind of talk to them, but I'm just not getting their attention fully like I want it. What's the difference? And well, it turns out I was being desperate. I wanted their attention too much. Why? Because I wasn't secure in who I was. The girls that I could get, I didn't give a fuck about. You see what I'm saying? I was confident in who I was. I wasn't trying to impress them deep down subconsciously. Like consciously, I didn't think I was trying to impress these girls, but subconsciously it came out in my actions. Do you see what I'm talking about? And so you guys have to understand that this is happening to you all too. And once you understand how to really attract women and have some success with it, you'll be able to look at every single interaction with women you've ever had in your life to where they were flirting on you and be like, dang, I was so clueless. I could have had that girl. I could have had that girl. But you didn't know. You see what I'm saying? Like, I could have slept with so many beautiful women in my life. had I known what I was doing, that were interested in me and that were making it known they were interested in me. I just didn't know what was going on. That's the social unawareness, like, that most men don't understand. Women are playing a game with men that is not surface level. You all think it's surface level. It's not surface level. It's deep, man. And you guys got to understand the game and how deep it is and what it is, what's going on. And if you don't understand that, you're going to fail with women. I mean, you might get lucky with women and get a few here and there, sure. But you're not going to be like super successful with women. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not saying to use women. I'm not saying that's what you want to do. Like, I'm just saying, like, I don't want to commit to women, and I'm not saying I use them. On the contrary, not at all. I just have awesome, loving relationships with them. If they want to sleep with me and give me physical love because I give them love in other ways, that's fine. I'm just not going to commit to them. I don't use them for anything. I just appreciate who they are and what they do for me, and I appreciate them being in my life, and that's it. I just keep it that simple. That's love, right? I don't try to hold on to them like, oh, this is my person, this is my wife, like, this is my girlfriend. Like, that's possession. Possession is control. Possession is and control is not love. That's insecurity and manipulation, and that's what women want to do with you. That's why they want commitment from you. They want to control and your love so that you can't give it to other women. That's selfishness by them, right? Well, the same thing. Like, it's selfish of men to want to hold on to women, and that's, I mean, it literally is that simple. But people just don't understand human nature to where they can explain this stuff, and then you get ego involved, because ego is insecurity, right? And we've got a society that's filled with insecure people that don't want to admit how nature works. And, well, like I said, it's hard for people to make it's hard for people to admit that their whole life's been a lie. And that's a hard pill to swallow. And it's not even RP pill. I'm not even talking about that surface level BS. This goes way deeper, way, way, way deeper than what you guys have seen here on YouTube. But again, people aren't talking about it. I have not seen other men talking about the depth about women and about relationships and men that I am. Point me in the direction, So anyways, all of this, I'm not on here to get famous or anything like that. I don't care about anything like that. I actually don't want attention. Like, that's not what I want. I just want people to be better. I want people to know better, and I want people to do better. And you can't do better if you don't know better. And so I'm trying to get information out there. That's it, right? Information. That's what YouTube's all about, information, right? This is information, and it's information that you might not want to accept, but it is information that is natural and is nature and is reality, whether you want to admit it or not. You can mind screw yourself to believe anything you want, but you'll still revert back to this subconsciously, because that's our base nature and women's base nature. You can't get around it. You can mind screw yourself and everybody else into kind of twisting their nature, but they're still going to revert back to their nature, always. That's just human nature. You wouldn't expect a shark to be a dog, would you? Why would you try to turn a dog into a cat? You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't make any sense. You appreciate a dog for being a dog, right? Same thing. But that's why women don't love men. They want to change men from dogs into cats. They want to domesticate men. They want to chop our balls off so they control us and sexually castrate us so that we don't sleep with other women, so that we give our love to only them. That's selfishness and manipulation. I don't know how men can't see that. It's plain as day to me, but I don't understand how people can't see it. So that's why I'm trying to do these videos. It's not to judge people or condemn people at all. I'm not condemning men. I'm not condemning women. I'm just saying this is what it is, and it's not what it's not. But it is what it could be, and it could be what it's not. You see what I'm saying? So, and that's patented. That's mine. Anyways, hope you guys have an awesome weekend and an awesome week coming up. Let me know if there's anything you guys want me to talk about as far as this stuff goes. Yeah, man. You guys, good luck out there. Just talk to some girls, man. Just talk to them. Just talk to them like normal people. Just ask them questions. Like, that's what I do. I just go out and talk and just have conversations with people. Hey, how you doing? How's your day going? Oh, really? Cool. Yeah, it's beautiful outside. Beautiful day. Oh, what do you do when you're outside? Usually when you're not at work, just ask them silly questions like that. That just let the conversation flow, man, and then read how they're reacting to you. Like, if they're like kind of like down, looking down, not giving you eye contact, kind of closed off, and just like, oh yeah, one word answers, all right, yeah, bye. Yeah. That means they're not interested in engaging with you. Okay, so read that and then leave. But if they're open to you, oh, hey, I'm having a great day. How's your day going? Like, blah, 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 blah. Do you see how the difference is? It's subtle communication under the communication. Do you see what I'm saying? So you got to understand that stuff. And if you don't, well, this is what I'm saying. Try to get better at this. Just go out, and I like to go to the grocery store. This is what I do. Not just, I don't do just this, but I talk to everybody basically. When I go out to the grocery store, I purposefully look for the cat. I know everybody's going to the checkout nowadays, and I hate that stuff. Honestly, I know it's funny, right? I hate self-check. I like talking to people. I like people. As crabby as people are sometimes, I still love people, and I like to socialize with people. So I look for people that actually are in like a checkout, that are going to check my groceries out, right? So I try to find the most unhappy looking or pissed off looking cashier that's there in the whole store. And I'll get in their line just so that I can purposefully try to get them to crack a smile and just shake them out of their emotional state. Their emotions are like all over the place, right? And so I want to get them out of whatever fucking, mental state that they're in and emotional state, and get them to just be like, dude, just let it go for a minute, and just not necessarily make their day, but just get them to smile and or laugh, right? That's just the kind of guy I am. Why? Because I love my life and I love myself. Like, so I have love to give people, right? I don't go into stores all pissed off at the world, not talking, like, you might get out of here. I hate people. I don't do that. No, heck no. I love people, man. I love people. Love people. We're social creatures, man. The only people that hate people are the ones that are still broken inside. I'm not broken inside. I'm happy, healthy, whole. I love myself. I've healed my trauma. I've dealt with my past demons. I've dealt with my family trauma. I've dealt with all that stuff. I've healed it. I've let it all go. I love me. I love my life. I love what I'm doing. I have joy to give other people because I have abundance of joy myself. But I worked on myself to get that, and that's what men need to do. You all need to do that for yourselves in order to be attractive. That's attractive to women, right? Because you're confident, you're happy, you've got your shit together, you've got your life together, you got your finances together, you got your bodies together, your minds together, your emotions together, and your finances, all of that stuff, your spirituality's together, basically. You have a good relationship with yourself. That's what spirituality is. Most men, Christians too, you replace spirituality with religion. And religion is, again, manipulation. But, I know I'm not going to get to, I know you all won't believe me because you don't have an opinion. Your opinion about that has you in your emotions. And so you can't let it go. I get it. But spirituality is very important. It's the relationship you have with yourself and the universe and everyone else. It's a combination of all that. It's, honoring the God in you, and the God in me, and the God in everybody else, and the God, out, in the world, nature. It's what nature is. Like, that's why you're honoring yourself too, because you're honoring your nature. So I talk about that a lot. The four pillars you need for being a man is you need to have your mind right, you need to have your emotions right, you need to have your body right, and you need to have your spirituality right. If you're out of whack in any of those four things, you're going to be out of whack in almost everything. Life is all about a balance, and you got to get those things on point. When you can get those things on point and you're confident in yourself and you're in a good place with those things, that's when you're the most attractive to women. Because you're not trying to impress women, you're doing things for yourself because you love yourself, and not in an arrogant, oh, I love myself. Like, no, you value who you are, and you believe in yourself, and you know who you are as a man, right? That's what most men are missing today. You guys don't know who you are. You're like, oh, I don't know. Like that's why the whole alphabet community is a thing. Like they reject who they are or what they are. I mean, but that's a whole other topic. I've talked about that before. Who we are and what we are is two different things. Who we are is our personality and our character. What we are is a man or a woman, period. You're either a man or a woman how you were born, period. That is what you are. And if you reject what you are, then you also reject who you are. And you'll never know who you are because, well, you're lost. And so, again, people don't know what they are, and people don't know who they are. And that's what people need to get figured out. I know exactly what I am, and I know exactly who I am. And that's what's confident to women, and that's why I can get their attention without even trying to get their attention. I am magnetic to them. I magnetize them, attract them, without trying. I'm like a magnet. It's like a magnet. And I'm no Chad. Like, I got a busted face and a busted tooth and a busted mouth. And and I'm not the most fit dude in the world. I'm kind of like skinny fat, kind of so to speak. But I mean, I play a lot of ice hockey. I've got a lot of muscle, but I don't go to the gym. I've never set foot in the gym in my entire life. I go to the hockey rink, but I've never pumped iron before in my entire life, besides like a curl bar for rehab for my shoulder. I dislocated my shoulder one time playing hockey. Was doing some skull crushers to rehab my tricep there. Anyways, like I said, I've never set foot in the gym in my entire life, and I've attracted tons of women and slept with many women in my life. If it was all about looks, then how'd I do that? You see what I'm saying? Like, you guys got to understand that attracting women it's not what you think it is. It's not what the RP community even thinks it is. It's deeper than that, and you guys got to understand that. So that's why women cheat on you, is because y'all don't understand how to do that or what that is. And so hopefully this video provided you some insight and some more insight into that, and hopefully it helps, because I'm just trying to have a ripple effect on society. I want to help change in a positive way, and I'm not condoning cheating on people. I'm just saying men should understand that commitments go against their nature. That's all. And you shouldn't agree to self-castration and be miserable for somebody else. I don't think that's loving at all for yourself. I think that's misery, and you're setting yourself up for a bad, toxic relationship that way. But some people got to learn the hard way. So you're all going to do what you want to do regardless of what I say, and that's fine. But hopefully at least one of you, if I can just get through to one of you watching this, then I did it. I did what I was supposed to. I'm just trying to help. Nobody taught me this stuff. I had to figure it out on my own. I wish somebody taught me this stuff. I wish that I found videos like this that could have taught me things like this. And I have found some, don't get me wrong, but again, most guys aren't talking about this. They're talking about surface level stuff, 6-pack abs, 6-figure income, get your money, get your social status. Dude, that has nothing to do. Attracting women has nothing to do with that. I'm telling you. That's a byproduct of why they're attracted to you, but that's a whole nother topic. So anyways, I hope y'all have a great week and everything. If there's anything y'all need, please be blessed. Like I said, go out and talk to some girls, man. Go out and talk to some people. Just be normal, man. Like, we're social creatures. Don't hate people just because people act. That's a reflection. If people treat you nasty, that's a reflection of them. Don't take it personally. I don't take it personally when people treat me nasty. I just walk away and just move on to the next one. You know what I mean? Don't worry about it. Again, you gotta just let it roll off your back like a water off a duck's back, right? So, go out and talk to some people. Develop your social skills. Learn how to talk to women and read the situation and read their interactions and start gauging that, and you'll be able to pick up on their attraction level for you. And you'll know intuitively, once you start paying attention to that stuff, you'll know intuitively when to escalate and move the interaction along into like getting her phone number and if you're out on a date, even escalating the attraction to where you guys can start touching a little bit and even a little more heavy flirting and all that stuff. But again, seduction is a process that most men have no idea about. Nobody's talking about this stuff. How do you seduce women? How do you get in their pants? Like, how do you make them want you, right? Nobody's talking about this stuff. Everybody's talking about, oh yeah, 6-pack abs, 6-figure income. Like, no, wrong, wrong. Clueless, dudes are clueless. So, anyways, give me a thumbs up if you liked the video. If you didn't, that's cool. Just move along. No worries. No hate here. There's only love here for people. When I talk, and if I talk sternly, then it's all out of love because I want people to be better and know better. So don't ever take what I gotta say as an attack, because it's never a personal attack. It just, this is the way that it is, whether you want it to be or not. And I'm just trying to help you fill in your knowledge gap is all. So anyways, y'all have a great weekend. Be blessed. Let me know if y'all need anything. All right, cool. Peace.